The U.S. president has once again accused Iran of fueling conflict in the region and seeking to develop a nuclear weapon. Donald Trump also blasted the 2015 nuclear deal and branded Iran world's leading sponsor of terror.
The Iranian regime exports violence, terror, and turmoil. It illicitly procures sensitive items to advance its ballistic missile program and proliferates these missiles all across the Middle East. The regime is the world's leading sponsor of terror and fuels conflict across the region and far beyond. A regime with this track record must never be allowed to possess a nuclear weapon. For this reason, I announced earlier this year that the United States would withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal. Secretary General Antonio Guterres.
Trump was speaking at the UN Security Council meeting on the non-proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. He chaired the key session. Trump said that U.S. sanctions on Iran will return in full force by November. He defended his withdrawal from the nuclear deal, saying the agreement helped Iran build nuclear-capable missiles. Tehran has many times said that its missiles serve self-defense purposes only and are not designed to be capable of delivering nuclear weapons. Meanwhile, during the Security Council meeting, many countries voiced support for the Iran nuclear deal. Russia said the U.S. withdrawal from the deal, known as the JCPOA, was counterproductive. Moscow said Tehran has strictly abided by the deal and its compliance has been verified frequently by the IAEA.
Russia is convinced that we need to keep JCPOA, and this is something that we're actively working on together with Iran, China, and the EU. Otherwise, if we don't do that, we can end up with a situation where there is more tension in the Middle East, and this could lead to risks for national stability and for the non-proliferation regime. The dismantlement of JCPOA would also be counterproductive.
The JCPOA on the Iranian nuclear issue is a hard-won achievement of multilateralism, conducive to international nuclear non-proliferation regime and peace and stability in the Middle East. There is no international agreement that is perfect. The JCPOA has been endorsed unanimously by the Security Council. What happened in the past 3 years shows that JCPOA is a viable agreement.
And we are committed to preserving the JCPOA as long as Iran continues to abide by its obligations in full. Iran must ensure they implement their obligations fully.
A serious crisis of confidence was opened by a reimposition of extraterritorial sanctions by the United States, but Tehran continues abiding by its nuclear obligations. Well, this situation has to be countered by the respect of all of the provisions of JCPOA and its resolutions.
Macron also called for a long-term Iran strategy, saying that it cannot just be sanctions and containment. Security Council session was held a day after Iran's President Hassan Rouhani said that Washington's unilateral sanctions against Tehran amount to economic terrorism. Addressing the UN General Assembly, Rouhani slammed the White House's policy of reneging on commitments made by previous U.S. administrations and undermining UN Security Council resolutions.